coming at you. I've been playtesting this deck for a while. I proxied it up, about a month ago or so. Started playing. I actually really like it. It's really fun. It's pretty good for what it is. And more importantly, it's fun. It's really fun. Like, it's stupid fun. So yeah, if you like Granblue, you'll love this. Trust me. My starter is Peter the Ghosty because he's the only Granblue starter that's a guaranteed break even. If you run around Night Kid, go for it. I don't see the point. Like, you look at the top 10 for a card, and yeah, you know what you're putting in your drop zone. You're not, but that -1 that early could really hurt you. When I played Granblue with Night Kid, I didn't use Night Kid unless I had to. It was just fodder to sack off so I can get effects off. Peter the Ghosty, I find myself using him every game because he gets my drop zone going, he pays for himself, and the counter blast doesn't hurt me because I don't counter blast that much in this deck. So I like Peter way more than any other starter. For triggers, it's Granblue. I run 12 crit because the deck doesn't have enough pressure as it is. Yeah, it can hit numbers, it can hit big numbers. This specific build anyway, I guess, if you want to call it that. But the deck itself doesn't have enough pressure to not run 12 crit, in my opinion. If you really want to, run 8-4, whatever. In my opinion, you don't need it. And if you do run 8-4, you have to run the playset of Banshees. Banshee is so good in this deck, mostly because you can break ride, call 2 of these, put them in a soul, get a +2 to your hand, and for permanently. They don't go away at the end. Yeah, you do kind of burn that +5k that they each get from break riding, but solid +2, when you're in a bit of a jam, really helps you out. So, I mean, Banshee's key. The other two, either which preference, but I run 12 because I feel the deck needs it. And lastly, 4 heal. Yeah, 4 heal. For grade 1s, I run 4 Samurai Spirit. Samurai Spirit because it's a 7k booster that you can constantly get to the field. The other grade 1s I run, all of them are 6k. So being able to have a 7k that I can get to the field whenever I need to is very good. Like I said, I don't use Counter Blast that much in this deck, so he's usually open. And he helps set up your drop zone. If you got cards that you need in your drop zone, and you for some reason can't guard with them or whatever, you can just play him, Counter Blast 1, switch him out for this, and boom, your drop zone's set up. He sets up your drop zone, which is key, very key. This deck needs a lot of drop zone setup, which is why I run 3 Seahorse. Seahorse is a promo from the first promo pack, which means he's kind of rare these days. I was able to pick up 3, that's why I run 3. If you don't have 3 and you have 2, max out on Banshee, the next card I'm going to show you. If you have none, max out on Banshee and then run Romario, I guess. But in my opinion, the way I play this deck, this card is key. You put him behind your Vanguard early, and it allows you to set up your drop zone, and that way you don't have to mill yourself. You actually know what you're putting in there, and it allows you to make bigger plays than you ever could before. He's gotten me out of being grade stuck so many times by dropping and drawing until I hit my grade 3. He's ridiculous. He is an MVP, in my opinion. 3 Banshee. I would run 4, but I like 3 Seahorse and I like 4 Samurai Spirit. And as long as I have 1 in the drop zone, I'm happy. If I have 2, I'm great. If I have 3, I don't need all 3 in the drop. So only about 2 in the drop zone, and I'm golden. The card's amazing. It's a reusable Dendron, essentially. You call it from the drop zone, you soul blast 1, you draw a card. The 6k doesn't hurt me because that's, like I said, I run Samurai Spirit. And it becomes a 9k booster when I call it back with Cocytus reverse, and it becomes a 11k booster or attacker when I call it back when I break ride. Card is ridiculous. It's so good. It makes the deck function. It gives you advantage twofold, in my opinion. Like, it's just such a good card, and I'm glad Granblue got it. Last for grid 1s, 4 perfects. Yeah, just run them. You kind of need them. For grade 2s, the grade 2 lineup for Granblue I'm not particularly happy about. It's So that's why I chose what I chose. I run 4 Blue Blood because 10k body, safe ride, good ride. He helps you hit numbers that you otherwise couldn't. And yeah, I mean, if you call him back when you break ride and you call back a Banshee with him, that's 26. You know, it's 26 is really all you need in this meta. So that's why I like Blue Blood, and like I said, there's not too much else. Card that you have to run, in my opinion, is Ruin Shade. 4 Ruin Shade. She is amazing. She fixes numbers. She allows you to have, if you have to keep those 6Ks on the field for any amount of time, she allows you to swing for 17. She sets up your drop zone, and she's just really good. If you cannot set up your drop zone in this deck, you will be dead in the water. Haha, pun intended. So, yeah, you need to be able to set up. Ruin Shade is a way to do that. And then I run Dragon, Corrode, Corrupt Dragon. God, that's a dumb name. So what Corrode, Corrupt Dragon does is when you call him back from the drop zone, he gets plus 3k. So it'll be 12k attacker when you call him back. So you call him back with, you break ride, he swings for 17 unboosted. You call him back with reverse, he's 15 unboosted. So he allows you to swing for numbers that you otherwise couldn't, like I keep saying. That's really all he's there for. You know, you don't care if Dragon, Corrupt Corrode dies early, because he's only really a 9k vanilla unless you call him back from the drop. So, you know, I will gladly flood the field with these early game without fear of losing attackers, because I know they're going to be there late game. I know that they're going to be more useful to me late game than they would ever be otherwise. So yeah, he's alright. If you really want to, run Pietro. He's the only other grade 2 I considered. But I don't kind of bless that much in this deck, so Pietro doesn't do that much for me. And then for grade 3s, Lord of the Seven Seas himself, Night Mist. Card is really good break ride. I'm glad that he's a part of the clan. Like, he's really good. I mean, when you ride a grade 3 on top of him, your Vanguard gets plus 10k, and then you bring back 2 rear guards from the drop zone, they get 5k, and then they die at the end of the turn. He allows for so many combos, it is dumb. You have to base what you bring back based on your situation. If you need cards in hand, bring back Banshee, either the trigger or the grade 1. That way you get cards in hand. You get a permanent plus. They don't go away at the very end. If you're pushing for game, you bring back heavy attackers like Dragon, Corrupt Corrode, or whatever his name is. And then he's so versatile, and it's based on what your drop zone is. And if your drop zone's not set up, he's useless. You have to set up your drop zone in order for him to be useful, which is why I run the Seahorse and Ruin Shade and Peter the Ghosty and all this other stuff. You have to. Otherwise, the deck just doesn't function the way it needs to. But he is amazing. Next grade 3, I run 2 Cocytus, regular, the one from BT06. Why? Because he's not bad. I mean, the last grade 3 I run is reverse. I'll just go ahead and show you. 2 reverse, 2 regular. There's a couple reasons I run him. 1, it's always nice to be able to cross ride every now and then. Okay. 2, being able to break ride, kind of do that effect, draw cards, and then get a permanent plus from riding is good. Plus, he's a power breaker, so he's going to swing for good numbers no matter what. That and, you know, while his skill might not be spammable, it gives you field presence. Like, your field's not going to disappear because they die after the break ride. He allows you to get some sort of break even, if you want to call it, or +1. So sorry about that. Let me fix that. Break even or +1, whatever you want to call it, from riding without, you know, milling 3 cards from the top of your deck. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Cocytus reverse, but I don't like using his skill more than I have to. I'll use him maybe the turn I break ride, just because I can lock his booster and he still swings for a good number, and then I can make better numbers. Like if you do either Lord of the Seven Seas or Cocytus here, and you use his skill, lock your booster, call a Samurai Spirit, you have a 21k column. It's fine. Or if you have a Rune Shade here, you can call a Samurai Spirit, use Rune Shade skill, mill top 2, you have a 21k column. Like, you have to know how to do math in order to play this game. We've already known that. So do math, know that you can, know what numbers you need to hit, know what numbers you can hit based on what skills you use, and then use your drop zone to your advantage. It's very common for me to just break ride and call 2 Banshees. When you break ride and call 2 Banshees, you get 2 cards in hand and you swing for 22. And then they go back in the drop zone where they need to be because they're useless on the field. Like, it's fine. It's perfect. Like, the deck, like I said before, the deck is fun. The deck is efficient. Let's see, like I said, I've been playtesting this for 2 months. I completed it, played it in a tournament and came in second. I was playing against, let's see what all I play against today. Narukami, the Narukami game, it's pretty good because you don't care if they kill your field because you're just gonna bring it back. So it doesn't matter. I played against Garmor Liberators, or Alpha Liberators, I'm sorry. Deck did fine against there, it's a battle of numbers. Just hit the better numbers, you'll win. Gosh, I cannot remember any of my matchups. Oh, I played Leopold Reverse. That was an easy matchup in my opinion. You just gotta deal with their numbers and you'll do okay. Played against Darmud Revengers, which, even though Darmud is considered the lesser brother of Raging Form, Revengers still do really well because they're Revengers. The support is just too good. So, but I did end up beating them. But the video you're gonna see, maybe, of the finals is me losing to them. That was the finals. I beat them in the regular tournament. And yeah, this deck really doesn't have that many poor matchups. The poorest matchups I can think of are, Rushdown. I haven't played against Spikes, but it might do poorly against Spikes if they get an early lead on you, because you need to be able to set up. If you cannot set up, you will not be blowing combos anywhere. You'll just be doing nothing. I played against Ash a couple times with his Ethics Reverse. Extreme Reverse. He ran both, which is pretty common. I couldn't deal with Extreme that well, and I couldn't deal with 8 attacks from Reverse that well, mostly because it's 8 attacks. Yeah, and a lot of my shields are 10k, so I was over guarding when I didn't need to, and it kind of sucked. But if you can set up and you can get the jump on your opponent, you're fine, and you can normally do that in a normal pace game. But a deck that increases the tempo, it's gonna screw you up. Like yeah, the key to this deck is setting up. So I don't know how many times I can reiterate that without you guys yelling at me. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. There's many ways to play this deck. What you get from your Break Ride, or what you get from Cocytus Reverse, what you get from Cocytus, it's all based on the situation. There's no 100% get. Now, granted, if I have 2 Banshees in the graveyard, I'm probably going to call 2 Banshees, no matter what. Because it's a 22k column, I get 2 cards, and they go back in the drop zone where they need to be, so I can use them later if I need to. Like, it's too good. But I mean, if you need a permanent plus, your hands, your drop zone's not as set up as you need it to be, and you can call 2 of these, do it, because you get your +2 to your hand, but you just lose that power. And if you really need field presence, you can call whatever from the field, or from the drop zone, and then replace it with Samurai Spirit, so it stays on the field. It doesn't go anywhere. You can also lock it with Cocytus. I'm sorry, with Cocytus Reverse. You can lock whatever you call with the Break Ride with Cocytus Reverse. Yes, you'll lose your 5k, but you don't lose that unit. And I actually didn't utilize that at all, but I need to start doing that. Like, the deck is great. It's exactly what Granblue needed. It sucks that not more people play them, but hey, forget them. If they want to just kind of sit there and not have fun, as we'll say, I'm sure they're having fun, but whatever. Yeah, give this deck a shot. I'll talk to you guys later.